What's up, YouTube? And today we're going to be discussing how to develop a more masculine frame. All right. So masculine frame is something that needs to be taught, it needs to be practiced, and it needs to be developed. All right. Nobody is born with masculine frame or masculine traits. All right. Take, for example, back in history, all right, they took the boys, they taught them how to hunt. All right, nobody come out the womb knowing how to hunt, knowing how to provide. All right, something that got to be taught. And in today's modern society, even more so, it needs to be taught because a lot of guys are growing up in single mommy households. All right, or they're even growing up in a household where the father doesn't do much. All right, or he's talking some nonsense about happy wife, happy life, or it's cheaper to keep her. And then you'll see their mothers talking down on the husbands. All right, so these guys, they're not going to teach you how to develop a more masculine frame. All right, so start with number one thing that we can do to help develop a masculine frame, and it is be in an environment where there is masculine men. All right, put yourself in that environment, make that become the norm for you. All right, now I'm not gonna lie, you're gonna feel uncomfortable the first few times that you enter into that environment. All right, because you're gonna see a little bit more aggression, you're gonna see a little bit more of them poking fun at one another. All right, and the conversations that you're used to, you're not gonna hear that a lot. It's gonna be more conversations of how to make more money and stuff like that. All right, so put yourself in that environment. I'll tell you a story. So growing up, I grew up in a household where there was 6 women: my aunt, my 3 aunts, my mom, my great grandma, and my grandma. Right, and my grandpa, he was the man in the family. He was very quiet, very reserved, but he let the women do what they did and act the way how they act. And since there were so many women, all right, how they acted with one another, which was a lot of baby talk, like, oh son, you fell down, let me rub your knee, let me kiss you on your forehead, let me pinch your cheeks. All right, a lot of baby talk like that. All right, so that's what I saw. My dad, he was a very masculine man. All right, nobody messed with him. All right, because he was also very violent. All right, and if anybody messed with him, he'd be the one to throw the first punch or kick or whatever. Right, so nobody really messed with him. When he came and he took me around his friends, all right, their conversations was conversations of how to make more money. All right, and then when they did interact with one another, they poked fun at one another. All right, I remember my dad had this one friend. He had a Mercedes Benz. He put rims, tinted windows, loud music, and my dad was like, he did crap with the car. Right, so that's how he poked fun at him. All right, and like I said, the conversations were different and all that. All right, and that guy who had that Mercedes Benz, he was a masculine man too. I didn't see him laugh. All right, he had this beard. Nobody messed with him because they knew who he was and the clique he rolled with. Right, so the number one thing I'll tell you to do, right, not the number one, but the first thing on the list is put yourself in an environment where there's more masculine men. Put yourself in an environment where there's more masculine men, and that's going to help you pick up and develop traits on masculinity. That's one. The number 2 thing you can do is you need to be more present in what you do, what you say, and how you act. All right, if you can't put yourself in an environment, all right, of more masculine men, all right, learn what masculinity is. All right, and then be present in the way how you act. And what this means is you're not going to gossip. All right, if you see a bunch of people sitting down in a circle gossiping, talking about one another, that is not where you want to be. What this means is as well is that you're not going to be the class clown. All right, we're not going to be clowning around so that way other people like us. All All right, we're not gonna do that. What this also means is you're also going to contain your excitement. All right, we're not gonna act like a fan when we see something that we like. All right, you see a Ferrari pass by, we're not gonna be like, oh my God, a Ferrari. No, we're not gonna do that. All right, if you see the Ferrari, that's a nice car. Keep it moving. And the other thing that we're not gonna do is we're not going to run our mouths. All right, somebody asks you a question, answer the question, put it back on them to do the talking. All right, we sit down, we learn, we observe, we speak. When we're spoken to, we're not gonna come across like a know-it-all and run our mouths. All right, that's not what masculine men do. The third thing you can do to help develop a more masculine frame is to get on your purpose. Masculinity and ambitiousness goes hand in hand. All right, ambitiousness is a masculine trait. All right, so come to think of it, I've never heard a phrase or a sentence where it's like, oh, that girl is real ambitious. All right, I've never heard that. I've heard she's hardworking, I've heard she's diligent, I've heard she's smart, but I've never heard the two words she and ambitious being used in the same sentence. All right, I've heard it more when they describe men. All right, he's ambitious, and that's something that I hear more. All right, so being ambitious is a masculine trait. All right, so get on your purpose to make that happen. The other thing that being on your purpose does, it makes you less susceptible to accepting bullshit. All right, it puts you in a more reserved state of being. It makes you a little bit more serious, and your tolerance for bullshit lessens. All right, so you're not gonna take a whole lot of stuff from people. All right, so the third thing you can do, get on your purpose. Start working your passion. The fourth thing you can do to be more masculine or to help develop a more masculine frame is to stay stoic. All right, that means that we're not gonna show a lot of emotion. All right, because men are logical, women, they're more emotional. That's just facts. All right, so we're going to come from a place of logic, and that means we're going to see what's going on, decipher what's going on, and be able to act in a stoic manner, because guess what? It is what it is. All right, ain't no use crying about it or getting all worked up about it. All right, so if something excites you, you stay stoic. If something makes you sad, you stay stoic. And stoic means we're not rocked, all right? And we're not going to be showing a ton of emotions, all right? It is what it is. We act to suit. And the fifth thing that you can do to help you develop a more masculine frame is stop seeking the approval of others. When you go around trying to seek the approval of others, that puts you in a state of where you need to follow someone, all right, to get their approval. All right, masculine men, we don't do that. All right, people like us. We don't try to, people are going to like us, and we don't care if they do or they don't. All right, because we're not trying to get them to like us. They like us, they like us. If they don't like us, they don't like us. All right, so stop trying to seek the approval of others and stop caring what people think about you. All right, so those are the 5 things that you can start working on to help you develop a more masculine frame. If you like the video, found it informative, give me a thumbs up. All right, comment down below as to what you want to see next or what you want to hear me talk about. All right, so that way we can fuel this channel with a little bit more content and I can interact with you guys that way. All right, just here to help as many men as possible. Stay safe, take it easy, talk to you later. Peace.